Hey friends, today I'm here to discuss with you on different topics on data analytics or data science. I've seen that there is a lot of confusion and people want clarity that what exactly is data science, what is big data, what is Hadoop, what is Spark, what is data visualization, what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is deep learning. So many concepts are there. So let us try to understand what exactly these concepts are in a brief so that you are clear choosing what exactly you should learn and what can be your learning curve. So let us begin with something which is called as big data. So here you can see a word which is called as data, right? So what is data? We need to understand what is data. We all know that I think almost from last 5 to 7 years, this term data has been so much popular that we call it as golds and diamonds of the time. So this data we are able to see everywhere, and all these things actually revolve around this data only. So data can be anything. It can be some images, it can be some files, it can be videos, it can be audios, it can be your tables in RDBMS, it can be your emails you are receiving, it can be from social media. So there are so many kinds of or so many different sources of data. So it all begins with this data. Okay, so let's say now we have a lot of data coming from different sources, and then what to do with that data, or is that data really important? If you will think as a data scientist or data analyst, or else if you are into a business, you just think that you want to analyze that how people are thinking about you, how your customers are thinking about you, are they coming back to you, are they giving you some kind of feedbacks, are they happy with your services, are they not happy with your services. So all these things you can get to know from data itself. Okay, you are, let's say, running some e-commerce website. So how will you get the data? You may get the data in the form of ratings and reviews from thousands or millions of users. So again, that is data, and that is really important for you. Why? Because if you understand and analyze that data, you will be able to understand that how your customers are thinking about your business or your services. Okay, so it all begins with data. Now let us discuss that the another terminology, which is science, right? Science. So what is this? What is science? We know science is study of a particular subject. Okay, so if we call physics, so it is basically study of physical objects. Chemistry, chemical entities, study of chemical entities. Okay, so study of something. So science here, in terms of data science, if I say, so in very high level terms, I can say that science is study of data. So data science is study of nothing but data. Okay, and we just discussed what is data and what kind of data do we actually get every day, every moment. Okay, so that is data science. So in these terms, if you see what all other terminology is written on the screen in the presentation, all that comes under data science only. Because if we talk about big data, that also comes under data science. If we talk about statistical analysis, that also comes under data science. Data visualization, deep learning, machine learning, everything comes under data science because they are playing with data only. Okay, fine. So this is what how basically I understand data science as. So it is a discipline where we try to identify some information out of data, try to identify patterns, try to make decisions after analyzing the data. So something we are doing with the data. Now let us go to big data. Okay, so the term which has been attached to data here is big, right? Big. So when do we call something as big? Okay, when something is bigger in size, obviously that's a factor. Okay, in case of data also, size is a factor. So if something is there which is having large size, that is big. Okay, But is that the only way we define data as big? No, that's not the only way. So there were three V's which are still very popular, which actually are called as factors of big data. So the first V is obviously volume, which defines the size. Other V is velocity, the speed at which this data is being produced. Okay, that is the second factor. So data today is being produced at very high velocity. Okay, that again contributes to make data as big data. And third is we have a variety of data. Data is not coming in a single form. You are not just observing that only text files are coming. You are not just observing that only videos are coming. Data can be of any form, right? It can be your smart city concept where you are getting a lot of images and videos and audios, everything you are getting. Okay, it may be sensors kept at offices or public buildings, okay, which are capturing data, maybe temperature, heat, sound. Okay, they're capturing that. So data can be of any format. Okay, in network a lot of different kind of data is being produced. Okay, so these factors actually make data as big data. Okay, so here if you try to understand what is big data is a concept where you have so huge amount of data which is stored somewhere, and you are finding it difficult to store more amount of data which is being generated at very high velocity, and also in different forms. Okay, so that is actually called as big data, and this is what a challenging situation which most of the companies are facing today. Okay, so I hope big data term is clear, right? So big data is, again, I take it under data science only. Why? Because of the reason that data science is very generic and high level, and under that, if you are talking about data which is having very huge size, which is having different formats, so that is termed as big data. So that comes under data science itself. Okay, now let us discuss about what is Hadoop and Spark. Okay, so these are the technology tools. Okay, so they are the tools, or we can say they are the frameworks which actually help us to analyze the data. Okay, so Hadoop is a framework which help us to analyze the data. Spark is another framework which help us to analyze the data. They are very rich with machine learning concepts. They have machine learning libraries. Okay, and Hadoop provides a scalable storage solution as well as distributed processing. So they are the solution frameworks with us. Okay, and they basically came as a solution to the big data situation or challenge which companies were facing. Then coming to data visualization. Okay, so data visualization, before going to data visualization, let us understand the statistics. Okay, so statistics are basically are some formulas. We can say that is a mathematical part over here, because if you have data, then if you want to analyze it, you need to have statistics applied on that data set. Okay, which will help you to get the information like what happened in the history. Let's say you want to analyze the trend of sales in your business. Okay, so then basically you can do a trend analysis there on your past data. That will tell you that in the first year how much sales were there, second year how much sales were there, third year how much sales were there. And once you have the trend, that may also help you to predict, because you will get a graphical representation of that. Okay, if you visualize your data, okay, after you applied statistics. Okay, and then you will also be able to predict that, or basically try to get an idea of how the sales will be the next year, because you will be able to understand the trend which happened past. Okay, so this statistical analysis, if you are getting in the form of a table, it will be complex for you to interpret it, or it will become a time consuming process if you have a lot of tables and compare them. So better way is to basically, once you have the results of your statistics, that data can be put into some visualization tool where you can interact with your charts, your graphs. Okay, you can merge, you can combine, you can join your data. Okay, so all that is possible in data visualization. So interactive reporting, that is something which is provided by data visualization. Okay, so you have raw data. That data has been applied with some statistics, and after applying statistics, that data is getting visualized here in data visualization. This is also called as business intelligence. Data visualization is also called as business intelligence, where you visualize your data, do a lot of reporting, and in this era, interactive reporting is something which is very popular. Now coming on the last section, here we have artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. Okay, so lot of things, okay, which are being in trend today. So artificial intelligence, if you see, okay, so artificial, the word itself says that artificial, which is not real. Okay, so artificial intelligence is like human can think, human can act, human can logically, there is a capability in human beings that they think rationally, think logically. So artificial intelligence is an attempt to impart this intelligence. Okay, intelligence means thinking rationally, acting rationally, thinking humanly, acting humanly. So imparting this behavior to a machine, this is called as artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's say you are doing something, you are walking down a place, and for the first time you are observing the staircases. Okay, you will be uncomfortable for walking on the staircases for the first time because you didn't observe or didn't experience that earlier. But what will happen, okay, if somebody tells you that you need to basically take the step a bit down, okay, in order to walk down the staircases? So you'll be able to understand the logic the other person is telling, and you'll be following that, and you'll be able to do that. Okay, you'll be able to successfully walk down the staircases. So similar kind of logic, if we apply to a machine, and machine is able to properly walk down, okay, into the staircases. Okay, so that is something we have imparted, and a component of intelligence into that machine, so that it is able to follow what basically a human can do. Okay, now basically artificial intelligence consists of a lot of algorithms. Okay, let's say we have k-means algorithm, which comes under clustering. We have classification algorithms, we have regression algorithms. Okay, so if you see, a lot of things come from statistics as well. Okay, and a lot of things come from data mining as well. So a lot of algorithms comes under artificial intelligence, which impart some kind of logic to the machine, and whatever input machine takes, that input is basically passed through that logic, and then some output comes. Okay, but in case of machine learning, if we see, so that is a step higher, that is the next step. Okay, next step, why I'm saying, because let's say a small kid walking down the stairs, the same example I'll take with small kid. Okay, so small kid, if he walks downstairs, many times we've seen that like the kid might get like will not be able to observe the stairs and will fall down. Okay, but as soon as the kid will fall down, there will be certain things going into the kid's mind, and the kid will think that there could be two possibilities. One, that next time the kid will not attempt to walk down the stairs, or second, the kid will try to understand that why he had fallen down last time, and then he will observe that I need to put the step, like I need to understand that how I need to walk down the steps. Okay, so the kid will learn something out of his experience. So that is called as machine learning, when basically machine is able to take some experience and learn out of that experience. That is called as machine learning. Okay, so that when next time machine behaves, it will not behave exactly the same way it behaved last time. It will behave in some other better way which it calculated internally. Okay, that is called as machine learning. And then this term deep learning is again becoming quite popular. Okay, so deep learning is all about how your neurons work. Okay, if you have read in biology that human body has got neurons. Okay, so neural networks are there, and the deep learning is an attempt to basically implement the neural network artificially. So artificial neural network, they come under deep learning. If you see, as soon as you touch a hot plate, immediately you like push back your hand. Why? Because there's a like within a fraction of milliseconds you get a command from your brain that move back your hand. How do you get this? It all happens because of neurons. So neurons are spread all across the body, and they are small cells which are there's a complete web of these cells inside the body. As soon as you touch the hot plate, so all the cells which were actually which received that sensation of hot plate, they will immediately pass this to the next cells, and the next set of cells immediately pass to the next set of cells, and this way in fraction of milliseconds this message will get into the brain, and brain will send a reflex action of the same. Okay, so this kind of implementation is being applied on the machines, and that concept is called as deep learning. Okay, so I hope these things are clear. I'll just summarize. Data science, I'll keep that on top. Okay, under data science everything else comes. Okay, big data is a concept where your data is having huge size, it is being generated at very high velocity, and it is in various format. Hadoop and Spark are the tools and frameworks which help us to achieve the concepts. Like statistics, you can apply using Hadoop, you can apply using Spark. Your machine learning, you can apply using Spark and Hadoop. Okay, so they allow you for storage as well as processing solutions. So they are the tools and frameworks. Then we have statistics, so that is a subdomain of mathematics where you can apply certain logic and formulas on data to analyze the data, to predict something out of data, okay, for decision making. So that is the purpose of statistics. Once you are getting the results, okay, from data from statistics, also like from your data mining algorithms, you can basically visualize your data. So that is a part of business intelligence. Okay, your data is getting visualized in the form of interactive reports, the graphs. Okay, and lastly we discussed about machine learning and deep learning. So they come under artificial intelligence only. Machine learning, we are imparting human intelligence, logical capabilities to the machine, and deep learning, they are artificial neural networks applied to machine. I hope the terms are somewhat clear to you. Okay, and you can comment on the video if you want more clarity on a specific topic. Thank you.